we've been raised to define ourselves with nouns. The question, what do you do, is meant to be answered with a single noun. I'm a student, I'm a teacher, I'm a software engineer. We treat these titles like life sentences. We expect a single word to define who we are sufficiently enough. The other person making whatever conclusions and assumptions about your character based on what they know about this word. Oscar Wilde once said, "If you want to be a grocer or a general or a politician or a judge, you will invariably become it. That is your punishment. If you never know what you want to be, if you live what some might call the dynamic life, but what I will call the artistic life, if each day you are unsure of who you are and what you know, you will never become anything, and that is your reward." An honorary multi-passionate who doesn't get enough credit in my opinion, Stephen Fry, took this a step further. He said, "I am not a thing, an actor, a writer. I am a person who does things. I write, I act, and I never know what I'm going to do next. I think you can be imprisoned if you think of yourself as a noun. If you resign yourself to fate, pick that one career path, climb that ladder, make who you are dependent on this one tiny facet of your life, I can't imagine a worse punishment for a multi-passionate person." Another noun, I know, but just bear with me here, okay? A multi-passionate person is a person with a wide range of interests who often resists the tendency to follow a single pursuit or path, mostly because they simply can't live with themselves if they do. You and me, as multi-passionates with our own wide range of interests, probably have gone down very different paths in life. Most likely, you've been made to feel like there's something wrong with you for not choosing a more conventional path or letting a single job or career define who you are. So, let's break the mold. We are no longer nouns. We are verbs. When we view ourselves as nouns, we become fragile. I know for me personally, if I try to identify as a content creator, but then am unable to put out steady, consistent videos, I feel like a failure. Maybe you call yourself a writer, but then if by chance you don't write for a month, you feel like you've lost that identity and you can't call yourself a writer anymore. But if you are a verb, not a person who is, but a person who does, you don't lose anything. You take a break from making videos, you stop writing for a moment, you might pick up baking, gardening, or researching some obscure topic that you know nothing about but want to know everything about. This is just you shifting your action. In one of my previous videos on figs and passions in life, I asked you to make a list of all the things that you've wanted to be. This time though, we're gonna make a different list. Let's take those noun labels and turn them into the verbs, the actions that they actually represent. Writer becomes writing a daily journal, outlining a novel, drafting essays, jotting down new ideas, composing poems. Content creator becomes writing a new script about something I'm passionate about, filming myself talking about my personality, connecting with like-minded people online. Include your hobbies and your interests as well, and try to get very specific. For me, when I make my lists of interests, I usually add drawing or sketching, but when I actually sit down and tell myself to draw, I just come up blank. So I did a little deep diving and tried to see what I actually want to draw, what I actually want to sketch. When I was younger, I used to do these charcoal sketches. I liked to take old-timey photos, black and white photos, and just draw these portraits, these faces. And I remember once I made a charcoal sketch of a face for one of my friends, and I want to try to rekindle that joy that I felt when I was making these sketches so many years ago. So instead of just drawing, I'm gonna actually write charcoal sketching faces. And once you start listing all these out, you might find these little subgroups too. Some are more on the creative side, some are on the scientific side. See if you can find any connections or links between them. And some are gonna just be on the pure joy side. Stuff you do without worry that gives your brain the chemicals it needs to keep you moving in this specialist focused world that seems to have no place for us. Alongside this list, I encourage you to keep like a little verb log where you can just write down every single action, every single thing that you did, so that way you have a way to prove to yourself that you are a fully capable, dynamic, evolving verb. Every time you write down an action that you did. I wrote morning pages, I watched a video on HTML, I drew an outline for a face sketch, I added to my commonplace notebook my reading on superposition and quantum physics. Every time you write down an action, you're proving to yourself that you are full of capable, dynamic, and evolving verbs. You are literally tracking the evidence of your actions rather than just labels that are narrowly defining. So just remember, you can stop trying to become a finished thing. You can stop trying to fit into a box that was never meant for someone like you. And you don't have to define your life by a single title. Just follow your curiosity, do the work, and let the rest fall into place. And while we're at it, let's start some changes. Let's turn what do you do into what it really means. Don't give your job, give a nice long list of all the things that you've been getting into lately. So in the comments below, let me know what you do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I think once again, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Genie. Thanks for coming to my channel, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please reach out if you just need someone to talk to or to share your insights with. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!